welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I'm Aeson Knight, and with me tonight is the loveliest, most sweetest lady of all, Miss Raine S Love. How are you, Miss Wonder Woman?
I am doing awesome, and I love the way you shake that bouquet.
Well, thank you, honey. Thank you. Well, it's a weekend, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
First,
a weekend or a week?
Well, it's been a real bad week. So let's start off on the West Coast and work our way to the East Coast. First, we got fires going on in California, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. Basically, if you're in the West, you got fire going on. Okay? Moving over, poor little old Mexico's getting shook up and rained on.
Yeah.
Then we hop over to Florida. Poor Florida's being visited by Irma, and Irma's deciding to give them a whole rain bucket.
Yeah,
and a
I'm
half,
going to tell you
it ain't looking good.
Well, I'm at least pleased that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. However, what I'm most proud of is I really feel like we as a nation have been pulling together and supporting all of these people who are going through such a difficult time across the whole way here. You know, and that says a lot about us as Americans. And so I'm really proud of that, you know, because, you know, when we're down, we come together and we hold each other up, you know.
Right.
But,
and, you know,
hopefully here.
I've got a question for you.
What?
Where were you today in 2011? Where were you today when everything happened?
I was loading up my kids in the car, and I started the car, and I heard the radio, and they said what was happening, and I just sat there froze in disbelief. And I was literally sitting in my car in my driveway getting ready to take off for the day. And I will never forget that because I just went, oh, my God, the world has changed.
Right.
And I didn't even know exactly what was happening yet at that point. You know, just they were saying the tower got hit.
Right.
Yeah.
I was sitting in a training class. I was sitting in a training class, and we had went out for a smoke break, and somebody at the time we were smoking in the car because we weren't supposed to smoke on school facility property, so we smoked in the car because if you're in a car, it's not school property.
It's your property.
And it came over the radio. And I could not believe it.
I know. I remember late that afternoon after I had taught all day, I was sitting in a class because I was working on my secondary credential, and one of my classes was literally on terrorism. And we had a sub that night because my teacher was at the Pentagon that day getting ready to give a lecture on terrorism.
And something else I remember that was interesting is these were back in the Yahoo days. And for those that don't know, Aeson used to run a Yahoo chat room called The Castle. And everybody in that chat room for 2 weeks beforehand kept going, what's going on? Something doesn't feel right, what's going on? This was a psychic chat room for those that don't understand. And me and a Moon's Maiden and another person hadn't been sleeping very well. And it occurred, there was another major occurrence. I think LA had an earthquake, and we had gone through the same thing.
Right.
You know, so as we're all going through this trauma, and change and tribulation and whatever else you want to talk about it kind of causes us all to look back and look at this time period and begin questioning just, What's this? Is it the energy of the year? Here's an example. No matter whether you pay taxes or not, the energy of April and the energy of March is always hold on to your money. Be careful with your money.
Yeah.
Where's your savings? Did you do this? Do you have that? Come into November, December, it becomes about family and family ties and family workings. And these are trends, but it's actually energy patterns.
Right.
So I'm beginning to wonder if, August doesn't have a good energy pattern and we just need to, hibernate through it.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
August and September, what's the energy for that time? Because it's a very strange energy for me every year.
In general, looking at that, I always think that it's a time of sacrifice. Because you have that harvesting coming in, so you get what you've sown. You have that time where you need to begin preparing for the winter. You also have that energy time when it's time to remember where you've been, what your blessings are, what's going on, what are you grateful for.
I just wondered, because usually that time period, especially August, is always a very challenging month for me.
Right.
Has been since the day I was born.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. And you just notice certain different trends. You notice people taking on new paths. You notice people going through changes. Now, one of them recently is Doreen Virtue, and we both love her. Loved her work in the New Age stuff. For those that don't know, she's recently changed religious paths and religious views. That doesn't change in my mind, any of the work she's done. And yes, I still will be using her Ascended Mastercards. I still use her Angel decks. I've not gone into this Doreen Virtue at all. Just because you change, it's kind of like, just because, Ray doesn't talk to Susie anymore doesn't mean I'm not talking to Susie. And that's kind of my point of view. I will be talking to Susie. What's your point of view on that when, someone who has put in so much work?
Well, with Doreen Virtue, I truly believe that her work has been blessed, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that on a personal level. I've used her cards and her reading information for years, and I have found that during very transitional times of learning, times of spiritual change, times of spiritual growth, that the work that she has done has always fallen in alignment with it, almost as if it is God-inspired. So for me,
right.
I still believe that. I still receive that, and that's how I feel. It's not going to change. It's not going to change me.
Right, and I don't think that it's going to change because of her religious affiliations have changed. I don't think her work changes at all. I really feel like, and we're seeing this, and we've seen this with others. They go from one thing to another, and all their little followers go into, and, I have Aeson Knights, and Raine has Raine's. It's like if tomorrow I decide, I'm going to lay down, I'm going to take the altars down, and I think I'll start up a church. I'm not going to go and, whatever I'd done in the past or whatever I created in the past, I'm not going to go and destroy it. I think that never serves its purpose. People have spent hours and money for certifications, and they're going, are the certifications any good? Yeah, they still are. Because you're still talking to that energy frequency.
Well, and the thing of it is, I am always a firm believer that, from beginning throughout the process, into the present and into the future, it all serves a purpose. It all serves for a greater good. You know,
and if
I don't
you want
believe
to change
that is
titles,
related.
then woohoo. Okay, I don't think titles change at all. You know, titles are titles. The energy frequency is still the energy frequency. And that's kind of my point of view and my take on it. I am going to be writing either a blog or an article. It depends on if this magazine wants it or not. And I'll kind of give our listeners a heads up on where it's coming out of basically that.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think, Rainey, about all these things going on?
Well, you know, I have mixed emotions because I'm going to be really, really honest. I have spent probably at least a week with dealing with personal anxiety, feeling like there's something not quite right,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't really been able to pinpoint that, which,
right.
you know, ties into what you were talking about earlier, where you just kind of get this feeling. You know, at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, you know, I see and I believe and I receive the fact that throughout all the challenges that people are going through, and granted, I'm not there, so I'm not going through the challenge,
Mm-hmm.
but I see people coming together, and I'm encouraged about that. But I have to be honest, I still feel this anxiety that I can't quite explain where it's coming from,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not feeling really comfortable with.
Right. And,
How about you?
you know, yeah, there's something going on, but, you know, there's a lot going on in Aeson's world. You know, as I told a friend the other day, my planner is bleeding with ink and looking for a Band-Aid right now. You know, just in general, there's a lot of changes going on. A lot of things have changed for us for the better this month. A lot of things will continue to change. And that, you know, things will continue to grow with us and grow with our businesses and our affiliations and stuff like that. But I do sense a bit of in the air. Now, granted, you know, I've always said I'm in West Virginia for a reason. We rarely get hurricanes. Forest fires really aren't that big of a deal. We don't get those often, and earthquakes are even rarer. Within the past 5 years, we've had forest fires. We get those about every 3 years. It's not a major deal. You know, a couple acres of land clear. Mother Earth has to clean up her forest because men won't go and do it, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They'll go and log a mountain, but they won't go to the other mountain and pull the dead logs off to go ahead and make wood out of those.
I don't think they're allowed to.
Yeah, they are. If the wood is dead, they're allowed to pull it and sell it. Okay? But it's not easy money. You can't go, you know, 5 acres of land. You might find 4 or 5 trees that you can make wood out of. Whereas if you're cross-cutting, you can clear that 5 acres of land in a day and have, you know, 30 trucks full. So, you know, Mother Nature has to go and clean out the woods. So that's normal. Hurricanes, we don't get impacted about a lot. We'll probably get some rain off of Irma, you know, which, you know, I have an aunt named Irma, and she was always a loud bust of power, so this isn't going to be a loud bust of power in my view. But what no one's talking about is we've got another hurricane right behind her.
Right.
That's the scary part, and it's following the same jet stream. So Florida got hit once, now they're going to get hit again, and there's a third one somewhere out there. They haven't even predicted where it's going yet. I think we're going to have a very busy hurricane season. I'm going to say this to Floridians and Georgians and North Carolinians. Y'all go for a vacation. West Virginia is a great vacation state. So is, you know, St. Louis, Chicago. Go for a vacation for about a month and a half, and then come back and see where things are going.
Well, I feel like Denver's pretty good, too.
Well, Denver's good, too. You know, you guys kind of, you know...
I was thinking about that the other day. I thought, you know, I know everybody talks about our snow, but you know what? We're not dealing with a lot of this stuff. We just get snow in the winter.
Right.
Sometimes we get snow, sunshine, and rain and hail all in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
We're not usually having to evacuate.
Right. We're not normally having to evacuate.
And this is
and
really
I find
a
it
nice
interesting.
time of year.
I find it highly interesting.
Uh-huh.
Looking where New Agers are moving to. They're moving to Denver. They're moving to the mountains of West Virginia. They're living in Tennessee. They're living, up high on mountains, or even more differently in deserts.
Mm-hmm.
Because of where is it that they all Arizona,
mm-hmm.
Sedona. Major New Age section, New Age life. Sedona, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the freaking desert. What are you going to get there? Rain?
No, but if you go about an hour north of Flagstaff, you will. Flagstaff is gorgeous.
Well, it is, but what I'm saying is there's no major disasters that occur there. And you notice how many New Age people get to that point and get to that training and get to that point of moving in there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
So it's interesting watching people move, listening to the way people think. And can we talk about the news coverage?
Sure.
I'm a little aggravated with the American news coverage.
Yeah, think? Since when?
Yeah. I'm a little bit newly aggravated with them.
Okay.
News covers the whole United States. World news covers the world. National news covers the nation. It is pretty bad that on major news places where we normally pull resources and research, because we like to dig a little deep before we talk about something, because Aeson doesn't really like the taste of his own foot. They're talking about Ima. They're talking about the earthquake in Mexico. There apparently was another one in the United States. It was 2.2, 2.3 in California.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's talking about the wildfires.
No, they aren't. And I think
nobody's talking about these major wildfires.
Yeah, and I think what happens, because I actually come from major wildfire territory where it's, I've been evacuated so many times it's not even funny, because I'm from up north, and we get them every year all through fire season, and they're bad. And I've had family members lose home. I really believe that, for a start, things become common, everyday occurrences. They're regular occurrences in California. Mm-hmm. So if there's something else going on, nobody's really focusing on that.
Right.
And yes, what's happened in Texas and Tennessee and Florida, and I don't know if it includes any other states as far as significant damage at this point. These are terrible things that happen, but you're right. The wildfires are being ignored right now. You don't hear very much about
let's kind of give it a full rundown of everything that's going on. Angelina is on fire. Tulsa is on fire. Greenland is on fire. The Skarsky Republic of Russia is on fire.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Syllabulos is on fire. Texas is underwater. India, Nepal, Pakistan, and Bangladesh is experiencing record monsoons and massive death tolls because of the monsoons.
Mm-hmm.
Senegal and Nigeria are experiencing massive floods, mudslides, and deaths of the thousands. Italy, France, Spain, Switzerland, Hungary, Portland, Romania, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Serbia are being crushed with deathly gaps of triple-digit heat waves. Southern California continues to swelter under triple-digit heat that shows no sign in letting up. In unusual chilly August. Chilly in August, San Francisco shutters of all-time records of 106 degrees, while it reaches 115 degrees south of the city in Northern California. It continues to bake in the triple digits.
Which is where I'm already, and they are really, they've had no rain for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, months at this point, and it's still in the triple digits.
This is even more worrisome. Yellowstone volcano is hit with an earthquake, swelling over 2,000 tremors in June. Record quake of 4.5 in June and 3.3 in all on August 21st. When we had the eclipse, that volcano was reacting. Quakes are rumored throughout Iowa of 5.3. Japan earthquake 6.1 with possible tsunamis, and Mexico's earthquake of 8.2 immuting a tsunami. Beachlands are reduced in less than 50 plus meters. Hurricane Harvey, Irma, Jose, and Katia are bearing around on the Atlantic with 8 more possible formings, and at least but not last, a 10 times CNN solar flare last night. Well, this was the day before, so 2 nights ago, the highest record solar flare ever. That's all the weather stuff going on at this within the past 24 hours. Now, what worries me in all of this is the solar flare.
Yeah.
Okay, because earthquakes we've learned to deal with. Fires, floods, and tornadoes and hurricanes we've learned to deal with. We've dealt with those. Get the people out, shit can be rebuilt and replaced even better. Okay, we've now cracked, the idea of building houses out of concrete. I saw a lovely video. A guy is wanting to start a company that does that, which I think is an awesome idea, by the way. Solar flares, we have a major issue. CME 10, cars won't start.
And I had that problem last week.
If we get the full force, computers become paperweights.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah. This is, that could be major if it hits us. I don't think it's going to hit us directly, which is a good thing, but it could be major. Nobody's talking about the solar flare. Nobody.
No.
Nobody's talking about half the stuff we just listed here.
Right.
No one's talking about the fires in Russia. No one's talking about the flooding in Nepal. Nobody, and I'm not even talking about the American news, which sucks. Everyone screams fake news. Let's scream sucky news, okay? I don't want to hear about some drug-addicted teeny bopper for 6 days. There's other things that go on in this world. Crops are failing in Africa. That's a major thing that we need to be aware of in America. You want to know why? Because it means there's less food. Food prices will go up. Beef prices will skyrocket because most of the feed corn that is fed to our beef come from Africa.
Right.
Okay, this hurricane, tsunami, and earthquake in Mexico, watch people. I'll tell you, prices are going to start going up on plastic materials, plastic things, and clothing.
Right.
Heck, gas went up 50 cents last week just because tankers couldn't get into Texas.
Yes, they do say that that's only going to be temporary. But let me ask you a question coming back to all of this, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, last week my car went down, and it was the busiest day in Denver. You had to wait 3 or 4 hours minimum if you could get one for a tow truck because everybody had to take their cars in. All on the same day.
Right.
hello, there's something up there. Okay.
Right.
Now, back to the eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of an effect do you think it had on all of this?
I think it had a major effect. I think that the eclipse brought this energy wave in. It marked a change. It brought us not closer to the sun, but it brought the sun's energy more direct because the moon runs interference for us a lot.
Right.
Okay? It's kind of floating out there going, nah, catch me, sun. And it catches a lot of things.
Yes.
So, with it being a total eclipse, I think that it did bring in a different energy wave. I think we are looking at problems. Within the past 2 weeks, I've had to replace all 3 cell phones in this house.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And it wasn't like they were 5 years old. They were less than a year.
Well, my dryer kind of went flip-o on me, but then it straightened out the next day. But it went flip-o on me the same day the car went flip-o on me, and I had to go get a new starter and a new battery, and I had a new battery. And, I'm betting that other people were experiencing the same thing. Because, as you know, often, like when we've got Mercury in retrograde, which, we're kind of still coming out of that cycle, and we got all these other planets doing crazy things and retrogrades and, Saturn, going upwards, everything's a little cuckoo right now. So things like your computers are going to be doing really weird stuff. Things like your bank account, and so here's the question, because I don't even know the answer to that except for to ride through it, keep the energy clear, keep yourself positive, and keep things cleaned out, and be cautious.
Right.
What can anybody do, if anything, during these time periods? Because it's all
keep cash on hand.
Once you're going, oh my goodness.
Keep your emergency bag together. Keep cash on hand. Keep your head together.
Right.
Don't be getting pulled into emotional drama if you don't need to.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a little hard, isn't it?
Right.
Especially when the people around you, like your loved ones, are going through the emotional trauma.
Exactly, and emotional warfare, as I call it, because it's what it is. It's tick for tat. Let me pull you in. Okay, well, you pulled me in, so I'll pull your cousin in. Well, you pulled your cousin in, so I'm going to pull the third one in.
And then everybody's in.
And then everybody's in.
But this too shall pass.
Yeah, we've gone through this before.
Right. I still think that
we've been through this.
Pardon me?
We've been through this. We've gone through these changing times and these spirals and, these earth changes, and it'll be interesting to see what Florida looks like after it's done. What, how much of the built land in Houston. Yes, we built land in Houston. Galveston, Texas used to be less than a mile wide, people.
Right.
Okay.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Speaking of phones acting up.
The thing is, we do go through these challenging times. We have to recognize, and it definitely lets us know that, Mother Nature, if you will, there's some things we don't have control over. All we can do is be prepared. All we can do is support each other and be prepared as much as possible. And sometimes you can't even do that. But having that pack on hand, having that extra money, if possible, on hand, that extra water on hand, those things are important. But some things just are not in our control, and making sure that we ride through it the best that we can. Because I know the feeling I have right now. I'm betting most people I'm talking to have that same feeling right now.
Right. And, keep up your self-care, taking that time for you, taking that time to evaluate, hey, how are we doing here? Do we need to do something different? Do we need to, maybe we need to go for a walk, or maybe we need to cry for a little while, or maybe we need to just breathe. Okay?
Breathe.
Going
for a walk can really help.
Yeah.
Yes.
And change things.
Yeah. Yeah. Shut down when you can, if at all possible. Let it all go.
Right.
So, Aeson, I think we have some commercials coming up here, don't we? So that we can come back and take some calls.
Yes. And, I want to thank our sponsors. We do have a new sponsor for now.
Yes, we do.
And, yes. And, we're going to have others that come along. And if you're listening and want to sponsor us, then you need to get in contact with me, and we'll discuss that. So let's take a break and come back, and then we'll do the favorite part of our show, which is take your calls.
Yeah. Love it.
And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Are you looking for loving, caring, spiritual answers? Then you need to give Raine a call. Her number is 303-416-2977. She's able to give you a reading, see what your life path holds, plus what the angels and crossover loved ones has to say about it. Visit PsychicRaineLove.com for more details. And remember, Raine spelled R-A-I-N-E.
Hi, my name is Mary. Come on down to 717 Lee Street East in Charleston, West Virginia to visit the awesome store of the Two Tinkers. We have original fine artwork, handmade jewelry, we do custom work, and we also do commissions on paintings for portraits or animals. Come on down and see us.
Some people talk to their pets. Some people talk to their plants. And some people just talk to themselves. We're not being all judgy, but how's that been working out for you? I've got a better idea. Join Master Psychic Aeson Knight for Conversation with Aeson, the show where you're the co-host. You call, you talk, you live a better life.
You're on the air.
Yes, hi. Thanks for taking my phone call.
You're welcome, darling. How you doing?
I'm okay. Not that great.
Oh, well, how can I help you?
When do you see your boyfriend coming in? And don't say feel good about yourself and in 10 years.
Well, honey, if it's going to be that long, I'll let you know, and you can get a book and a cab.
Got it. I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Conversation with Aeson on Blog Talk Radio, Psychic Coffee Shop Online. Oh, and you can bring your cat.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Did you know that you can have a reading with Aeson in person at the Two Tinkers on Lee Street in Charleston, West Virginia? Or you can reach him by phone, chat, or even text message. You should really check out his site, aesonknight.com, or give him a call. His number is 304-584-3592.
cup of your favorite topics with your hosts Aeson Knight and Raine Love. There's nothing like a good conversation to warm your soul and give your spirit a break now and then. Aeson and Love have such a wonderful way of exploring topics like psychic phenomena, important topics in our daily lives from a psychic's point of view, and you never know who else will stop by. The Psychic Coffee Shop, live on Blog Talk Radio. So come on in. We made a fresh cup of Java just for you.
Welcome back. It was a lovely break, and
I like that.
Raine, tell them how they do. Yes, I'm going to drag them on the show to talk about their art because it's so gorgeous.
Wow.
And you can, if you type in the2tinkers.com, it'll take them to their Facebook page, and they have a lot of stuff there. And we're in the midst of opening up the online gallery. We just ain't got it there yet. But I'll announce when that is up and running. And I'm there Tuesdays through Fridays. Really, really nice store, nice people, nice things. And, we get original, we get prints. They do a lot of commission work. If you like wrap jewelry, Mary does some gorgeous wrap jewelry. But no, that'll be up and running soon. They're now one of our sponsors for the show, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. All right, Rainey, let's get down to business, shall we?
Okay. Well, here's how it works, everybody. First of all, we do take our calls in the order that they come in. And so, everybody doesn't think they're being left out, We go by the order that they come in. We ask that you give your name and birth date because we legally have to make sure that you are of age. And your question, and, of course, the name and birth date of anybody you wanted to look into. So, Aeson, who do we have first off?
First, we're going to go to 520. 520, you're on the air. 520.
Hello.
All right, 520. Up. All right, let's go down to 646. 646, are you ready to rock?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, guys. How are you this evening?
Good.
I'm doing
good.
How are you today? Fine.
we're...
Happy Monday.
And there's my peach pie girl.
That's right. Yes, it is. I like that laugh of yours, by the way. So it reminds me of one of my coworkers, someone that I used to work with. We had a great relationship. Your voice and the laugh reminds me of her.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
How can we help you tonight?
Surely. I'm just calling to see if a person that I met today, a potential writing coach, if he's the real deal, his name begins with the letter R. I
feel like he is. Yeah, he is the real deal.
Okay. So we definitely want to work together so that I can try to get into school.
Yeah.
So, but I like the information that he provided, so I think I'm going to stick with him.
Good.
Okay.
I think that it'll be good for you.
All right, sounds good. So I have one more question. I just would like to know, do you see my money, my financial situation, hopefully starting to clear up soon?
I feel like it does clear up very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that it'll get a lot more comfortable for you. I also want to suggest you start planning a little bit more than what you've been doing.
You know what? I totally agree. I will start doing that ASAP. I think I was kind of worried about school, so my mind was like everywhere because I really wanted to get in this semester. next semester.
Right.
So, yeah. So, okay. So I'm on top of it now. No problem.
Good.
All right. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Thank
you. Have a wonderful evening.
All right. Let's go over to 856. 856, you're on the air.
Good evening.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura. What's your
birthday, Laura?
October 1st, 63.
Well, welcome, Laura. How can we help you tonight? What is your question?
I'd like to know what you see for me regarding making a move into a house.
Okay. Okay, is there a particular house that you're looking into, Laura? Is that what your question is?
No, I want to be able to buy a house, and I was hoping you'd see that happening in the near future.
Okay, I understand, yeah. Just looking for clarity on what the question is. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Laura, is she going to be able to move into a house? Yeah, but here's what I see, okay? First of all, I see that there needs to be some clearing, okay, some more organization on your part, getting things cleared away, dealing with some aspects here which would have to do with obstacles, things getting in the way that are keeping you from moving forward, okay? That would include making sure that everything's in order, like money and finances and so forth, okay? When I do look at this house, okay, when I see you having the opportunity to get into the house, I get the number 3. So what that tells me is that's most likely, because I don't feel like it's this year. It tells me most likely it's somewhere around the March time period, okay? So be looking for early part next year. I'm going to go with spring there. But I am seeing you need to get some things in order.
Okay. And you see me being able to get all that in order so that I can move in March, so that's what that means. If I'm moving in.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I see that. Well, what I see is the opportunity to move in March, okay? Okay.
Oh.
But you do have to do some work on your part here, and I see you being very successful. Okay, I see you being happy and calm and relaxed in this environment. Where when I see something like this where it requires a little bit of effort on your part, and I see it coming up, it just means go, look back, make sure everything's cleared and in order. Any cleaning up you need to do here. Also, again, start packing. Start packing and sorting.
Okay. I have started doing that, but,
Yeah, it takes time. It's a big job. I know. I just moved twice in a month.
Congratulations.
It's not fun. Not doing it again anytime soon if I can help it.
That's me. I want to move one more time in my house, and that's it. I don't want to move after that.
Yeah. And I do see once that comes together here, okay, this is going to be a place very calm, okay, where you feel comfortable. You're going to be happy and peaceful and calm there.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sure, my pleasure, hon. You have a wonderful evening, Laura.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, there we are. And let's go to another 856. This is 8564.
8564.
8564.
Hey, how are you guys? I haven't talked to you for a little bit.
Hey,
how are you?
Doing good. A little changes. Whatever you guys can pick up, that's good for me for any communication.
Who are we talking to, honey?
It's Rosemaria, 1231.
Oh, hi, Rosemary.
74.
Trust Maria says, I don't want to do any work here. I just want to kick back and you just give it to me. Oh, Maria, what are your special concerns?
Communication with some friends and
that's
going to happen this month.
Everybody needs a breath there.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody needs a breath. I feel like that you're going to probably have communication, but I'm going to say probably 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it'll do well. I think it's a good time for you guys to take those breaths and kind of get things sorted out in your own personal lives, because I think that it goes a little all over the place sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
And y'all guys went through a period of stress, so now you got to take time to get your head together.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
That's why she wants to kick back, because I am worn out and tired mentally and emotionally. I'm not dealing with this. Just tell me it's going to be fine.
It will be.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Cool. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, darling. Have a good evening.
You too. Have fun, guys. Be safe.
You too.
All right. Let's go to 812. 812, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi. Who we got?
Hi. I'm sorry. My name is Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Okay, Nicole. And what's your question?
Hi. You guys need my birthday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's July 23rd, 1984. And the person I want you guys to look into, his birthday is 10/20. Let's see. I think it's 10/22/1981.
And what's his name?
His name's Michael. And his name's Michael. And I was wondering, do you see us getting back together, because he's also got a girlfriend that does not like me, and her birthday is January 1986, and her name's Danielle.
Danielle. Okay. It's interesting that you said he had a girlfriend. The first thing I got was betrayal. And I went, okay, I don't really like talking about that too much if I can. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I still see him trying to come back into the picture, but I see this as a long road here, honey. He's got some stuff to sort out, some decisions to make. I also see that sometimes he hides, okay? And what I mean by hides is he isn't always truthful, and he avoids certain topics, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah,
okay?
I do know that, because we are married, and every time I talk to him, he just goes off subject.
Yeah, and he'll do that with you, and he'll do that with her, and we don't really care if she doesn't like you, because you're married. But, my concern here is, do I feel like you guys are going to work through this? Yes, but I'm not going to lie to you and say this is going to be an easy road here. Because I definitely see the betrayal.
I'm prepared. Whatever comes my way, I'm prepared.
Yeah, and again, you need to watch the way that he hides. You know, he'll avoid, he'll do it passively, aggressively. He'll avoid subjects. He'll avoid truth. And he'll give you an answer sometimes he thinks you want to hear. Okay? And this is where he really, I bet you do. You know, and that's really hard.
After 3 years of marriage, I knew that. After 3 years of marriage, well.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't see this said and done, but I don't see this as an easy trial here, okay? I do not see this person staying in his life.
Okay.
What I'm more concerned about is what he's going to do to stop this behavior, because sometimes he goes and he hides, and you can send the guy for milk, and he talks to two friends who talk him into drinking a beer, and instead of telling you he went to go drink a beer, he'd say, "Oh, I got a flat tire," you know. Simple little things like that, and those little things just add up after a while. And, you know, he really needs to start recognizing that he needs to start being truthful and honest. And that's a tricky one, hon. The marriage is not done, but there definitely is some work there. I do feel like he does this because this goes back to his past. Okay, I'm talking about back in the day, long before you ever came along, honey, where it's, I don't reveal my true self. Okay, everybody will love and accept me if I don't reveal my true self. Well, now he finds himself really ultimately, in many ways, not being truthful, being a liar. And he does it to get himself out of trouble. Well, that's hard to work with, honey. And I will tell you that one of the options that you will have is counseling.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm going to encourage it.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know if that was the best news for you or not. I'm just pinpointing the problem going, oh, okay. It's not done, but it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, so the universe is going to bring me back to him because I didn't know what he wanted to do with this other girl, like, with, so he is coming back?
Yeah, well, what I get here is he's playing games here, hon. Okay? He plays games with her. He plays games with you. Okay? And I don't see her staying, but I don't see her gone yet. This is still a long road here. And understand, she's wrong, but so is he. So is he. Okay? And he's got to identify what he's doing here. And, he's got to start understanding that, you can't just lie your way through or play passive-aggressive games to make everybody happy because it hurts people.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're doing pretty good. I have a feeling you're a little fighter.
I've been going at this for 3 years. Yes, I have. So do you see her, getting really fed up with him and just, being, just be done with him? Or because I know she's got to pick up on this.
Well, first of all, she does pick up on it because he's doing the same thing to her.
Yes.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's like, honey, no more cake and ice cream. Your wife is gourmet cheesecake. You need to understand that and do something about it.
Right.
But more so, he needs to understand that, okay, you can't fill your life with lies and deceit because you want to be accepted by others. You need to be honest and truthful and authentic. And I think he's going to need some help with that.
Right. And is he going to realize it on his own that he can't be doing that to others, or?
No, he's going to need a little help.
Okay.
And trust me, you're part of that.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll try.
Okay.
I've been trying for 3 years.
Yeah. Huh? If you have to, start off by telling them you're going to counseling.
Yeah.
Start off
I have been going to counseling myself. I have my own counseling.
Yeah. Good. And keep it going and encourage him too. She's going to get sick and tired of it just because he's doing the same thing. She's not going to be getting anywhere either, and her head's going to be spinning.
Right. And then she's probably going to be like, and then she's probably going to be leaving. How long do you think you're going to stay together?
I have to be honest, I'm getting a time on that. I am getting that this is going to take some time. This is not an overnight process here, hon.
Okay.
If fight isn't done, it's not over. There's some work to be done here.
On their part?
Okay. Their part, your part, everybody's part.
Okay.
Definitely him. Okay?
Okay.
You have a wonderful evening, hon.
You too. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we have time for really quick. So we're going to 610. 610, how are you? Oh, come back here. There we go.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Thanks for taking my call. How you doing, Aeson?
Not a problem, honey. Good, honey. How are you?
Not too bad. It's been a while.
Yeah. How can I help you?
I'm calling in because I have a second interview tomorrow. I already had the first interview. It was a Skype interview last week, and it went pretty well. And I thought it was going to be a second Skype, but the manager told me, no, you're going to be meeting with a higher-up, and it looks like it's going to be a phone interview. And I just, it's for a remote job, and I wanted to see, what you're picking up for me.
I think that it'll go well. I think that there will be some definite interest there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So do you think they'll make me an offer or something?
I feel that they do make you an offer.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you feel it's going to be...
I think it'll be a good offer.
Okay, so that was my next question. If it was going to be currently better than what I'm making, like, as far as salary and benefits.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because the other manager seemed very interested, and he told me that out of 300 and something resumes I got, he picked 12. I was among those 12.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, what sparked his interest is that I called in to follow up on my resume. And he said, you know what, you're the only person that did that. And that will give you bonus points.
Right, because it's showing contact, and this is what it'll have to do with it.
Right. And, that in the first interview he told me he did very well, in the questions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But now I got to meet with a higher up, and this seems like a sharp person who actually went to MIT, and it's a top-notch school, so...
Right. So keep the word simple.
Yeah.
Okay, because they want to show their intelligence and just allow them to show it all they want.
Okay.
Okay, but I think that it's a great interview and you do well.
Okay. Do you see that by when they'll make an offer?
It should take about a week and a half.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up the show. I'll be back next Wednesday I know. I'll be back this Wednesday at 11 p.m. for Conversations with Aeson. Until then, good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all. Stay safe. Did you know that you can have a reading with Aeson in person at the Two Tinkers on Lee Street in Charleston, West Virginia? Or you can reach him by phone, chat, or even text message. You should really check out his site, aesonknight.com, or give him a call. His number is 304-584-3592.
Are you looking for loving, caring, spiritual answers? Then you need to give Raine a call. Her number is 303-416-2977. She's able to give you a reading, see what your life path holds, plus what the angels and crossover loved ones has to say about it. Visit PsychicRaineLove.com for more details. And remember, Raine spelled R-A-I-N-E.
You're listening to the Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by the Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.